Let's start with a quick note on why we built this screen the way we did. We wanted it to be clean, easy on your eyes, and actually enjoyable to work in. Everything is collapsible so you can stay focused and avoid that overwhelming feeling of too much on the screen at once. The goal is to help you stay locked in on one section at a time, complete it, collapse it, and move on. Now, let's walk through how to actually navigate this page. When you first open this screen, you'll see your landscape work areas, like the patio area and the garden area in our example. And each work area has a list of sections beneath it, and they'll all be collapsed by default to keep things tidy. Click the arrow icon to the left of any section to expand it, and then click it again to collapse it. You can also collapse or expand the entire work area using the Collapse Area button on the far right. Now, if you click the Edit button for any work area, you can do a few things. You can rename your work area, add or remove sections, delete the work area entirely, and group multiple sections together using a custom group, which we'll go over in a moment. To add a section, simply click on its name at the top of the screen in the templates library, and it'll move into the included sections area below. To remove a section, just scroll to the bottom and click the X next to the one you want to remove. To rename a work area, click the current name at the top of the Edit panel. Type your new name and hit Enter to save. To delete an entire work area, scroll to the very bottom of the Edit panel. There you'll see a button labeled Delete Area. Clicking this will remove the entire work area and all of its sections from your proposal. Make sure you're certain before doing this. Once it's deleted, it's gone unless you add it back manually. If your company has created any templates for a section, you'll find them under the down arrow next to the section's name, like this one. For example, under beds, you might have beds with bark or beds with weed fabric and rock. Under lawn, maybe you've saved templates like lawn with sod or lawn with hydroseed. Once you've created and saved a template, it becomes selectable from the drop-down under that section's name. If a section doesn't have a saved template yet, the arrow won't appear until you create one. For templates like fire pits and raised garden beds that don't fall under a specific section, you'll find those under the Custom Templates button like you see here. Now, to learn how to build and use custom templates, click the Working with Templates video at the top of this page. You can rearrange your sections by simply clicking and dragging them. For example, maybe you want removal listed before build-up. Just drag it up. This gives you full control over the flow of your estimate and helps you match your own internal process or presentation style. Now, for this example bid, we're going to organize the sections in the order we plan to teach and present them, not necessarily in install order. If you're following along and creating a sample bid, which we highly recommend, you should organize your sections in the same order as ours. We've laid them out from simple to complex, so they're easy to teach, build, and follow. Here's the order we're going to be using. Beds will be at the top, then lawn, then build up, removal, project overhead, irrigation, edging, plantings, retaining wall, concrete, pavers, gravel walkway, and lastly, fire pit. At the top of the page, click the Edit button again so we can talk about custom groups, which is one of the ways ISPS is incorporated throughout the software. A custom group lets you combine several sections into a single group and present the client with one lump sum price instead of itemized line items. To build it out, just click the checkbox to the right of each section name. As you do, they'll move into the custom group box above. In this example, we're going to create a custom group that includes beds, lawn, build-up, removal, project overhead, and irrigation. Now, once you've selected all the right selections, double-click the group header to rename it and type in your new group name. We're going to name ours Mainframe, because that's what I call this group of foundational work in my own company, Legacy Landscapes. But you can call it anything you want, whatever fits your style, branding, or client communication. Once you've named the group, hit Enter and then click Save to lock it in. Now, when you present this proposal to your client, they'll see a description of each section, but just one unified price for the entire group. Now, I'm going to give you a pro tip. One of the biggest reasons I use custom groups in my landscaping business is because of the project overhead section. I want to account for all the necessary expenses like mobilization, cleanup, porta potty rental, but I don't want those showing up as a separate line item on the proposal. Why? Because it creates questions and opens the door for confusion with my clients. By bundling everything into a single price, I can confidently say, this is my main frame. It includes all the foundational work that must be done before we can add any options. Some of the other sections are flexible, but this part is required. It keeps the proposal clear, professional, and focused. Now let's talk about renaming individual sections. If you want to rename one of the sections to better match your style or brand, we'll show you how to do that, and we'll use project overhead as an example. Start by expanding the section by clicking the project overhead arrow on the left. Then double-click the name at the top of the panel. Type in the new name you'd like to use. In this case, we'll use mobilization because it sounds more professional and client-friendly on a proposal. Once you make that change, the new name will appear throughout this proposal. You can use this method to rename any section at any time to better reflect your company's language, workflow, or how you communicate with clients. That's a wrap for this video. We'll see you in the next one.